Welcome to This Week in the Division 2, your only source for all the news, posts, build guides and more. Let's be honest with each other. There are a shit ton of Division 2 YouTube videos released every week, far too many to keep up with them all. So don't, because I'm going to do it for you. In this video I'm going to run through every Division 2 video released this week. In the description below I will leave a link to every video I watch so that it's easy for you to go straight to the ones that interest you. And to make this video as easy as possible to use, here are the timestamps for each section. You can also use the chapters below to jump straight to them. This is a story I didn't expect to be telling after taking a 2-week break, and I'm not talking about the tease of the Capitol building in winter, or the survey that was sent to many players hinting at future DLC and content for the game. No, what I'm talking about is a tough one to tell. Many of you will have heard of Dodd Boo, a creator who is not afraid to call out the bullshit he sees from the developers, other creators, and even his own viewers.
This is mind-bogglingly dumb. Mind-bogglingly dumb.
He's often the one calling out the shortcomings in new gear when others are calling it the new meta.
Because when you argue with stupid people, they drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience.
Well, sadly, Dodd has been forced to put his YouTube career on hold for now, as one of the realities of being a small content creator came crashing home. It is hard to grow a YouTube channel. I should know, I've been doing this for over 3 years now and only recently hit 10,000 subscribers, and despite getting between 50 and 80,000 views a month, I only earn about $150 a month from it. While Dodd's channel was a little larger than mine, he certainly wasn't earning enough to live on, and will sadly become homeless in 2 days' time. My thoughts are with him and his family, and I hope we see him back soon.
It's been fun.
When I signed off a couple of weeks ago, player counts had dropped from their DLC peak, but were holding steady at around 8,000 a day. Since then, player counts have dropped a little more, but in comparison to where they were 6 months ago, the game is in a much healthier place. It's fair to say that new and returning players are enjoying the game, and content creators continue to support them with guides on just about everything that they might need to know. The timing of seasonal events has also worked well to retain players, with the 5x XP event having just ended, which will have helped many get to the 1000 shade level very quickly. There are a lot of things in the game now which support new and returning players, not least in this with the summer event, which was great for resources, even if the named SMG Slingshot is, well, more on that in a second. Because I wanted to talk about the survey that Massive sent out to many players on the DLC, which clearly hinted that future DLCs are being considered. Now personally, I am keen to see more replayable content. Brooklyn was good for what it was, but it has little replayability, and if it is not already, it will soon be a ghost town. For the amount of time it took to develop, I just don't think that is where the developers should be spending their time, particularly with the Division 3 being in development. If you look at the timeline of the Division 1, the focus as we moved towards the end of the game was on replayable game modes, like Underground, Resistance, and of course Survival, that have kept the community engaged even to this day, and that is where I would spend my time if I were them. Let's get back to that steaming pile that is Slingshot. There was a lot of coverage this week of this UMP-45 SMG, including a few creators who even put out builds of it. The UMP-45 is not a good SMG. It sits well down the burst and sustained DPS tables with plenty of much better options. The named weapon's special feature is its optimal range of 60 meters, but like most SMGs it has low accuracy with really bad spread, and its effective range is at best half of that. Add on to this its very slow rate of fire, and this is not a weapon that you want to be using at any range. There are plenty of ARs that deal better damage at range, and right on cue, Pure Prime put out the top 5 ARs in the current season based on IKEA's awesome spreadsheet work. So use one of these weapons rather than Slingshot. by popular request, I'm going to pronounce Apparel correctly going forward, which is a good thing given the Massive continues to flood the shop with paid cosmetics. I can't believe though that they are missing out on the opportunity to clean up with the dinosaur suit though. One final video that you should check out. Virtual ZZ took a moment away from looking at Chinese assets to reveal the exotic loot drop tables from the open world bosses in Brooklyn, which make them a very attractive and reasonable farm every 30 minutes. Before we get into the builds, a quick aside, YouTube's algorithm is fucking weird. The best way to make sure that you see the next episode of This Week in Division 2 is to hit subscribe, or like Epstein's client list, one day it will be on your desktop and the next it will be gone forever. Pretty much every build guide that I see is just a variation on something that has been done before. And with gear sets like Strikers, Heartbreakers, Hunter's Fury, or talent combos like the Determined Headhunter one-shot builds, then the gear set or talents will be pretty much carrying anything you put with them. And as normal, there were plenty of these sort of builds put out this week. There were some builds though that I think deserve a mention, whether for good or bad reasons. Tuxedo Bandido continues to refine his measured assembly smart cover build. Yes, it does now feature the one-shot build meta of Determined and Headhunter, but when you layer in its ability to one-shot tanks and healing stations and deal with those annoying exploding drones, it is certainly unique enough to merit a mention. The System Corruption gear set made a bit of a comeback this week with 2 builds featuring it. This is very much a PvP gear set, so it's really odd then that both of the builds were PvE builds. I quite like the interaction between Perfect Intimidate and the bonus armor and weapon damage you get with its 4-piece talent for on-demand burst damage in D-Werewolf's build, but I can't help feeling that with so much of the gear set being focused on PvP, it's not going to stand up well to other PvE dedicated gear sets. Birdie's Quick Fix backpack is definitely not a top tier exotic, but I am pleased that some creators are trying to make use of it, particularly given it looks pretty awesome. My only question is whether being able to revive players quickly is better than a healer build that prevents them from going down in the first place. Finally, DAG put out a rifle that doesn't use Determined and Headhunter, but still puts out really solid damage. Not one for solo players, as with Glass Cannon you won't have much survivability, but an interesting DPS build for coordinated groups.
Catch you later, hopefully.